Welcome to the season 16 cast reveal of Last Chance. Bum, bum, bum. All right. I think that's good enough.
Pretty epic. That was pretty
good.
I guess is that the title then?
Oh, did I just?
So Joe doesn't even know because Joe's not on the stream team chat. So let's bring it to the PowerPoint.
Let's go.
And we can talk a little bit about our theme this season, which, yes, is Last Chance. This will feature the biggest icons, characters, game changers, and legends of Pandora's first 15 seasons. So it will all be returnees. Now, of course, I probably could have had 40 people on this cast, which I don't. And obviously not everyone's schedule jives with the demands of Pandora. So there will be some notable missing players, but I'm really, really excited about the cast that we do have. There's some interesting choices, which we'll get to talk about, and some that you probably would have expected. So really excited to see what happens. It's crazy because I'm not sure if anything can top last season, but like with this cast, I feel like we could, which is wild.
Wow.
It's wild.
What?
Nah, no way.
So I saw a little bit in the chat today that you were all predicting who could be here. Everybody's got to name one before we actually reveal the cast. Everybody's got to name one they think is like a must-have on this, and hopefully they're on it. If not, that's such a disaster. But I'm just going to go right down the line. So Joe, you're first on my screen.
Well, two of them are on this call, so that's interesting. But oh man, I feel like I want to. Can I give two because they're married?
No, you can only give one. One only.
I'm gonna say Katie, and I know she just played, but like, I would love to see her come back. She got kind of screwed last season.
Oh
so.
yeah, Julie.
Yeah. Oh shoot, is Julie here?
Everybody
Sorry, Julie.
Down. All right, Hannah, who's your one? Who's your must-have?
Well, my must-have has my whole heart, Leanne.
Okay, Leanne. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie.
I have to go with my boy, the robbed legend, Scotty Earl.
Earl. Okay.
He definitely deserves a second chance here.
I'm gonna go with Alex Day.
Alex Day. All right. And Julie.
There are so many that I could say, but I gotta go with my queen, Aviva. She's got to be here.
Yes.
All right. Some solid choices in the mix. I can confirm that some of them are in the cast. Some of them were invited and were unable to compete. So without further ado, let's kick it off. And we have a little bit of a different twist on the cast reveal this season, which is exciting. But up first, I mean, he is iconic. There's no way around it. So we do have Alex Day.
Yes.
It's like you had a preview.
Yeah, you couldn't have a season like this without him. So I have some stats for us. So he played season 11. He played 6. He has one individual immunity win. He also won the comeback challenge. So iconic moments. Why are they on this season? He won the comeback challenge. So he's voted out, fought his way back in. He is an org legend. Everybody knows him from his days on Sequester and other games. He is known to be a very aggressive and outspoken player. He will speak his mind. And he's very entertaining, right? He is a very entertaining player. And that will be evidenced by his video. I hope I shared sound.
Here comes the video.
Knew I was a killer, first time that you saw me. Won far too many games, but boy, I'm still hungry. But if I'ma be a champ, then pray for you, amen. Holding out for Justin. In these games, they trying too hard. I don't try at all, though. Smarter than these players, but we already know, so I'll mix it up for you.
That's a blazer.
Open Pandora. I see how this is gonna go. They say my name, but I make them all alone. I live, breeze, and lie to my foes. No one has to know. In the middle of the night, in my game, you're gonna see the things I do. Trust me. In the middle of the night, my game. You know I'm gonna take you out, but I'll take my time. Are you ready for it?
Oh my god.
Wow.
So extra.
Incredible.
We got a little bit more.
That was amazing.
More.
So good.
Oh wow.
Hey Pandora, you guys liked the video. I had a lot of fun making it. Justin and everyone, thank you guys so much for having me back. I've wanted to play this game again since I was voted out in season 11, so I'm not going to waste a second. Bottom line, I don't care if I don't win. I don't care if I'm first booed. I care about making sure that I play the game that I want to play, that I play a good game and I'm proud of how I play, and that I give 200% every single step of the way, and I can live with the result. I think that a lot of people are going to come into this game really stressed, really like, I got to win, winners or wars next. None of that means anything to me. I've won 3 games this summer. I'm on a high. I'm doing good. I'm here to have fun. And I think that when you can have fun, that's when you play well. So I'm hoping to do my best, take each episode as it comes. And I hope to be here on finale night with a shot to win. So yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I want a copy of that video. Can you send the whole video to us?
I'll
I
send
want
the
to
whole
watch
video.
it again.
Yeah. I'll send the whole video. You got to listen to it all. You got to get all those lyrics. So I think a season like this is made for Alex. He will be, hopefully, I think he will be surrounded by a lot of other targets, and that's the only way I think he can really survive in these types of games, is when there are people that are kind of equal to his threat level around him. But will he be the biggest target of these big targets? He could be, right? Just because of who he is and how he plays. But I'm excited to have him back. I think he will play hard, and that's what I love to see. So
I'm excited.
Thoughts, comments on Alex?
Oh yeah, he's gonna play big. He's hilarious.
I personally don't even know him, but I've heard of him and I've heard only great things. And after that intro and how much he put into that, I'm so here for Alex. I'm so excited to see him play.
Yeah, he is a good time.
He's extremely iconic.
That was very iconic.
That was insane. That was the first one.
If I'm gonna make a GIF out of one part of that video, I think it's him blowing out the fire, or is it licking the knife? That made me cringe.
I mean, you have to make both.
Both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of impressed by his closet. Everything was all hung up, and I was like,
"Oh yeah,
yeah." He's living large in an LA apartment, and he's a lot of fun. All right, up next we have probably who I would deem the Boston Rob of Pandora. That Probst just keep asking him to come back, trying to get him to win.
So Aviva.
It is
Alan.
Yes.
This will be his 5th time playing.
Alan.
And he is great. We love Alan. So he has placed 10th, 4th, 17th twice. He's won 4 individual immunities. A couple of iconic moments in his very first season during a challenge called Absolute Chaos. He was given an opportunity to give up immunity, and he would have immunity at the next 2 tribal councils if he survived, and everyone voted him out at that tribal council. So he took a risk, and it actually probably got him voted out that round. I don't know if he would have been voted out otherwise, but they might have taken the shot because they knew they couldn't the next 2 rounds if they didn't at that point. I also think during Heroes versus Villains, his performance in Just Say It Already, he was the leader in that. And it was something I remember still to this day, just how well he did, how many answers they got right. He crushed that for them. And he's often really targeted because he's so likable and such a good human, that makes him he's known for that. Right. He's also obviously known as well as being Katie's husband and that type of thing as well. So some people, because she's such a big threat, see him as a big threat for some reason. But really excited to have him back.
Did he send a video?
Alan.
He did not send a video. So this is
Robbie, you got to see him play a live game. Any thoughts from his Can You Survive game?
I thought that he was awesome. I love that. So I got to meet him prior to, but the moment that he saw me at Can You Survive, he was introduced himself to me like 2 or 3 times, even though we already knew each other. But like I played along right with it. Like I think that he's just such a great guy. I think my one worry for him right now is he's playing another game, so I know it can be tough playing 2 games. He's playing iSurvivor right now as well.
Ooh. And as you know, it's hard to play 2.
It is, but I feel like I have full faith in Alan, and
Mhm.
with this being his 4th time, I'm sure he's going to give it 110%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Alan's awesome. He was one of the people that I had regretted voting for in season 9, but meeting him in person, like he was even more likable in person than he was even in the game. And I'm like, how is that even possible? He's just a good guy. So I really, really hope he does well in this season. I don't know, maybe we'll see Katie later, but if not, I'm glad that one of the 2 of them are here. So really, really excited for him.
I can reveal now that Katie is not in the cast.
Oh.
We love Katie. Katie is one of my favorites, but I couldn't put them through another season of playing with each other. I don't think that would bode well for either of them. So that's why I really, I probably could have had Alan on last season, except that he had already played 3 times, and there was a theme of beginner's luck, second chance, and third time's a charm, right? So he really had to fit in this theme. So Katie had the other theme. So, so that is Alan. Up next, so one thing I forgot to mention is we will have every season represented in the cast at some point, which is exciting.
That's cool.
And so this person again has played a few times, dating all the way back to season 1. One of our favorites.
Wow.
Allison.
And so she has played third. She has played 3 times, placed 3rd, 7th, and 10th. Has had 4 immunity wins. In the very first season, she survived the first deadlock tie we ever had and won that tiebreaker because she had no previous votes. She made it to the final 3, but I believe whoever won the final immunity challenge just thought she was too big of a threat to take to the final tribal council. She did win her way back into the game in Heroes versus Villains. She was voted out and then won her way back in through an endurance challenge. And then she very famously dragged out Christine after a very brutal drag during Heroes versus Villains. So she's had some iconic moments. She's also has had an idol. I don't think she actually played it, but I remember her sending some confessionals.
Way, did not play it.
Yes, she did not play her idol in a very iconic moment, which I actually forgot about. I knew she had an idol, but I couldn't remember why she didn't play it. Now I remember.
It was a Big Brother round, right?
It was the Big Brother round, and like if she played it, she would have survived it. Yeah. So. Yeah, so she's great. We'll hear a little bit from her here.
Ooh,
nice.
Hello, Allison here, ready to play for the 4th time. I'm honored to be brought back as an icon. Thank you. I am excited and ready to go. I am feeling zen, and I am going into this season wanting to stay a free agent-ish for as long as I can. I would love a core 2-3 person alliance with people who I feel I can actually trust. However, my downfall has been too trusting of too many people. So for that, free agent seems like my way to go. I've also been thinking too many steps ahead, and I am going to focus on the next step and hope that I can remain transparent with what I would like to see happen in the game. And I'm going to follow that. I'm going to vote how I want in hopes that I am on the right side. And yeah, I don't want to be a hero anymore. Not at all, but I'm ready to make moves, and I hope they work out in my favor. I'm feeling good about this. So I would love to see Lucas brought back because I do genuinely trust him. And I would be weary to see Christine because I'm not sure if she would hold a grudge against me for dragging her the last time we played together. I'm pretty sure she'll be back because those spreadsheets, man, iconic. Yes. I am hoping to also win an individual challenge. It wouldn't be anything puzzle or computer speed related because that's just not me. But who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm excited. So thank you once again, Justin and your team for bringing us in. I also recently moved back to Massachusetts like 2 weeks ago, so maybe this fresh sweater weather will be to my advantage. Alrighty, see y'all in a few days.
Sweater weather.
She's also just like one of those people that's also super likable, right? Like she's so likable and social. You root for her. But it also makes her a threat, though. I think her and Alan have similar challenges, and that people just like them. You gravitate towards them. They have a positive energy, and that can be seen as a threat. So, Joe, Travis, you both played with her. Any additional thoughts?
I think you hit it on the head. It's like she's just so likable. If I brought her to the end, she wins. Like everyone would have voted for her. She just plays that. She plays that perfect hero game that always deserves the win.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Allison back. She was, again, super likable. We ended up kind of on different sides of things. So I think in a different universe, I definitely would have, wanted to work with her longer. But I like her, I don't want to be a hero anymore statement.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see what she does with that in this season.
All right. Up next,
Come on.
a controversial choice.
What?
You weren't sure if she was going to be there, but we do have Amanda back.
Oh my
Okay.
How could you
god.
not have
Nice.
that
Yes.
on in the game?
Yes.
Amanda.
So Amanda
Oh,
has played
I'm
3
so obsessed with her.
seasons, placing 8th, and 12th.
This is it.
12th. In her last season, she did have to pull herself from the game. Some of her more memorable moments, she did have quite the rivalry, very outspoken rivalry with William in season 3.
And I will be waiting this whole cast reveal for the W reveal. Can you tell us now if he's playing or not? No? Yes?
I can't.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
She did play
Maybe
Idol
because it's
successfully
number
in-
1, though, it's going to be important. So maybe that's a teaser that he.
Mhm.
I try to do these in chronological order. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
She played an idol successfully in Blood versus Water. She was eliminated in a double boot with Blood versus Water with her sister in season 7. She did have to quit in season 9, which some people might think I would blacklist her for that. And I was close. No, I'm just kidding. And she is just very known as a chaotic player, to have fun, to kind of be a little crazy, and you love to have that in the mix.
I can't wait.
Wait, I
She
got
does
another
make some
one too.
pretty entertaining videos. This may be a little long, so I don't know if we'll watch
Oh, the tree
whole
strategy.
Tree plan? Yeah, is that back?
I bet you guys were not expecting to see
5
me.
minutes.
Just kidding. It's me, your girl, your queen of chaos, Amanda. Yeah. So basically, I am going to be doing my 4th time round, and I have so much anxiety about this. I want to win so badly, and I feel like I'm just cursed to never win. I hate to say that. It's probably a bad mindset to say coming in, but I just think about all the people who have won, and they're just so amazing, and I'm really not an amazing player. I'm more of like entertainment value. Heroes vs. Villains, I had the tree plan, and it worked. Like my tree plan worked, and it didn't work so much making connections with a lot of people, but it made deep connections, which got me far until I had to quit. So that was lame, but I would have gotten far if I didn't quit, unfortunately. So that's lame. I left in a good spot, so I may even had a chance to get to the end. We never know. Here's what I'm thinking. So my plan is going to be, I'm looking at the 2 winners who I look up to, and that is, of course, Mike and Joe, the guy who won Joe, the Heroes vs. Villains winner. I think that was season 9. Anyway, I call it the Mike Joe plan because I want to replicate Mike and Joe to an extent. I think Mike and Joe are both excellent, amazing players. In fact, I actually invited Mike to do an org that I won called Corey Survivor Org, and Mike absolutely hated it. Sorry. But it was kind of like paybacks for him blindsiding me in season 7, so it evened out. Anyway, I'm going to be copying Mike and Joe, not to the extreme of like doing exactly what they do, but I'm going to be like looking at their games. And when I look at their games, I see a lot of reservation in a sense, and I'm less reserved. I like to make moves, so I'm gonna try to stay in the background. I say that every time. I'm gonna try to stay in the background, but I feel like I feel like it's always like everything's always on me. Like everyone's always like looking to me like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm always seen as the leader, and I'm not. I try not to be, but I always get seen as one. Hopefully, I'm hoping the people I play with, I hope they're people that I like. I think the people I would not want to play with is Leanne, Trey. I was so happy when Leanne got voted out in season 9. Like when she got voted out before I got to play with her, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I think I'd also would hate to play if someone like forgot his name, Stephen. I voted him out. He was the one who like sent me that personal message with Justin and was like, I'm offended that you said that you're dead to me. He was like super offended by that, and I'm like, I'm gonna vote your butt out, and I did. So I do not want to play with him and Pablo. Oh my word, I hate Pablo's guts. I will never play with Pablo. He is the meanest. He's the meanest. Like he blindsided me to my face after we had like personal conversations. People think I'm evil. Nuh-uh. Pablo's the most evilest evil, and I do not want to play with Ryan either.
I think maybe Polo. It might be Polo.
As the guy as I thought he was, but I still saw Ryan right away, and I was like, he's a villain. And I also do not want to play with Valerie, or Jessica.
She's got a list. She's just going down.
For real.
Not Jessica. I do not want to play with.
Oh my god.
No one like Jesse or Mariah. Nah, because I blindsided them back to back. Basically, anyone I really seriously screwed over, I do not want to play with them. Oh my word, it'd be crazy if I play with William, though. That would be crazy because that's been a reunion waiting to happen for a year now. Over a year, me and William. So if William's not playing, I'm going to be disappointed. I want William to play so I can team up with him and we can create chaos. Also, I forgot, I really, really do not want to play with, I think her name is
there's more.
Allison, because
I was waiting for that.
Super Idol, that was fake. That was like my favorite thing in the world.
I forgot about that.
How's that not one of her bullet points?
I don't know. I forgot
like,
about
one
it.
of the only reasons.
She has so many iconic moments.
Oh my word, that was so cruel and funny.
She said that to Allison.
Sorry, I've been holding you guys forever. Hopefully you guys aren't sleeping by now. My plan is to be more reserved, to play differently, to play more thoughtfully, to be kind to everyone. Joe was everyone's friend. Mike was everyone's friend. And I realized they did that by not being in control. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more of a goat this time.
Yeah.
And not burn so many people for just the fun of it. To be fair, I don't try to burn people for the fun of it. It just happens. And like, I just want to burn people like Steven. Like it was just waiting to happen, you know? As soon as he was on my bad side, I was like, he's asking for it. So hopefully no one starts asking for it this time because I've gone through so many people before. Hopefully none of these suckers are next. Wish me luck. I will see you on the flip side, homies.
Good luck, Amanda. I totally agree that she should take the back seat. That's what she needs to do. She needs to like let other people do things. I think that would be great for her.
Yeah, and I think if she can articulate that at the end, like, hey guys, I've now played this 3 times before, and I've failed at every other attempt. So I went in with a strategy of doing it this way. I think that could actually garner her some respect in that strategy, right? So I like that.
Especially knowing how different it would be from how she's played in the past. Like I feel like to have a purposeful plan and to be able to do that, it would be really impressive.
All right, do we have another A name?
We have more A's to come.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Up next from our most recent season, playing back to back, we have Angela.
Oh
my god!
So Angela plays 4. She's tied for 4th. She did not win any immunity challenges, but she did use an extra vote at 6 to avoid that a tie happening in that round, and it eliminated Josh. So it was a great use of that advantage. She was part of the Cukes Alliance that really dominated, I think, the majority of the game until really episode 4, I feel like, is when it started to break apart. And she's just extremely entertaining. She had a whole confessional about calling one of her zits by Justin because it was just annoying as I was and like making her stressed and crazy. She's just really funny and an entertaining player. So let's hear from her.
Hi, Justin and production.
Hi.
This is Angela from season 15. I am so excited. I was asked back for 16. So I am currently actually camping with friends on the gorgeous Moosehead Lake. And this is my blankets because it's cold. So I am beyond pumped that I was asked to come back for 16. I was very surprised. I feel like I was super underestimated playing last season, which of course I was. I had never played before, not Pandora, but like anything. So I definitely was out of my league. Definitely. Even the other newbies had ties to other players, other games. Like they knew their shit. I knew nothing. But I did take a lot from every single player, pretty much, that I played with. I learned something from every episode, every person, every interaction, and I'm going to be a sponge. I'm going to just soak it up. I'm going to take it with me, put it in my backpack for next season. My strategy really going in this time in the beginning is exactly the same as it was last time. It fucking worked. I'm very social anyway. That comes super naturally. I'm going to get into a really quick alliance right out of the gate. That's my plan. The alliance that we started, like episode 1, held throughout the entire game. And that was like the backbone for helping me get to the end the first time. So I'm going to try it again. The things that I think I'm going to really change up, I want to take a lot more risks. I tried last game and they just didn't really pan out. I did really want Julie to go out early and I just couldn't really rally the numbers. I don't know if it would have helped my gameplay or not with that alliance kind of coming to an end a little bit earlier, but I do plan on making bigger game moves. I have a feeling there's going to be some heavy hitters this season. I just feel it in my Angela bones, but I love battle and I love an underdog story. I play the underdog really well. I think I'm very unassuming. I am not going to be a target this season, so it makes me the perfect piece to like bring along throughout the game. Just bring Angela along. I really do plan on stirring the pot this season. I think I need a little bit more of that in my gameplay because in my in-person game and in Pandora, I'm fucking booted right before Final Tribal. So I need to dirty my resume a little bit if I want to get to the very end. God willing, I get there. So I have a couple more days to think about it while I'm out here camping, but I am fucking pumped. I'll see you soon.
Yes, girl. Come on.
Love her.
Yeah, so Julie, Robbie, you just played with Angela. She can't hear you, but any advice? What do you think she needs to do differently was she right in her assessment, or what would you say she should do differently to get a little further?
I think that this game is going to be much more fluid, and so I don't know if her plan of getting a strong alliance together early is really going to pan out as well in this game, because I think there's going to be a lot of connections, a lot of people playing cutthroat and trying to take shots at each other, and so she might have to play a much more fluid game than what she did last season. But Angela is incredible. She is an incredible social player, probably one of the best that I've played with. And this is how good she is. I had zero idea that she wanted me out earlier than Final 10 or whenever they started plotting for me. I never got any inkling of that from her. She presents as very loyal, very genuine, and she is in a lot of ways, but she's definitely plotting. And she always surprised me with how cutthroat she could be. Whether it was like telling Shane that he was good and that he didn't have to play his idol, or trying to make people comfortable right before we take him out. Like, she's surprisingly cutthroat. The message in a bottle twist that you didn't even message.
Oh my god, I didn't even message. I didn't.
You lied about the message in a bottle and made us.
What an iconic moment!
Like, that could have easily taken us out because we were banking on that to not play the idol, me and Meg. So that really could have been a huge move if that was what their plan was, which thankfully it wasn't. But yeah, I'm so excited to see Angela again, and she is going to really surprise some people.
Oh yeah.
I think that if she is able to navigate any potential pre-game connections, and again, like she said, play free agent type of game. I think that she is a player that could not skate her way to the 4th episode, but I think she could surprise a lot of people by being in that 4th episode and being like having a lot of information. Because while there will be connections, I feel like if she can gather information and do what she wants in the 4th episode with it, I could easily see Angela making it deep again. I feel like her social game is on point, and I think playing back to back and not having time to take a break is perfect for her, honestly.
All right.
Another A name.
Well, I will now reveal that Christine is not playing because we can only have one spreadsheet queen. And Aviva is representing the spreadsheet queens this season.
Let's go. Let's go.
So Aviva played in season 10 and 12. She placed 16th and then 5th. I think she was easily like the one to beat in season 12, but she was such a target. She basically had to win immunities if she was going to survive. Did win 3, I think overall 3. So I think maybe 1 from season 10 and then maybe not. I think they might have all been in season 12. She did play 2 idols correctly in season 12 as well. And she is a student of this game. She knows all the data on all of these players. So it'll be really interesting to see how much that makes her a target again this season. Here's one more. Aviva is amazing.
Hello, Pandora 16. Pandora 16. Yo, Pandora 16. This is like my 4th take of this because I suck at doing these. It is Sunday, September 26th. So we're a couple of days away from finale of 15 and then right into 16. But having been on the other side of it, I know how awesome they are to receive and how much color they kind of lend to the game. I'm super excited for another month that Pandora gets to be part of my life. I love this game.
She's really into this stuff.
This has been like a constant in my life since April. So effectively for the last 6 months, which is great. The community and the people and the way that this whole world has made me feel valued is incredibly important to me. And I have loved every inch of it. And every way that I've gotten to be involved and how many people I've gotten to meet in real life. And I know that this basically sounds like a goodbye confessional, not a pre-game confessional. So please read into that because it is indicative of the fact that I don't think I'm going to do super well this time.
Shut it.
Would not bet on me. I would not be my own winner pick this time around. No chance in hell I was going to say no to playing. I don't think I have ever been more busy or exhausted or putting in more hours in my life. This fall has been really rough. And so I'm a little worried about not having a ton of time to devote to this.
I don't even know how to describe just the amount of time and effort she puts into the game, which could be her downfall.
I am hopeful. The assumption is that this is a season of entirely people who are
Conception
threats. So I'm hopeful about that. I think it's the only way I could even possibly be successful in this game. So I've been thinking about modeling myself off of Survivor players and Pandora players who have gone into repeat seasons with that label and what they've done to kind of make it through and trying to contemplate that. Sometimes when people aren't super, super active, they get overlooked a little bit and maybe not seen as being as big of a threat. But I don't want to necessarily bank on or count on that. Maybe it'll help me kind of slip under the radar. But to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure I know how to do that. Discuss and I agree with it. I don't think that's a skill that I possess.
She did call it pretty early that she didn't want to play herself out of the game because she's played so hard, but I don't know that she knows another speed.
I think some of that is I respect the game, and so I end up leaning towards wanting to play big game. And like, you know, I think I would always rather like go out with a bang than kind of silently, but I wonder if that could be my downfall. Regardless, I'm really excited. I know there are going to be some twists on some of the classic challenges, especially with a season of returners who are probably mostly fairly strategic and fairly intense about background research. Anticipating that, excited about that. I've really enjoyed a lot of the adjustments that have happened to challenges and the different like ways of approaching them. I think have been really cool lately. So I'm psyched to get to be part of that. I am thinking about who else I'm anticipating seeing. I have a couple of people in mind, but not a full cast list. I guess we have another week and a bit. It's currently Sunday, the 26th. So we've got a week and a couple days to find out. So I might try to speculate a little bit more on that. I already have a folder in my big folder of spreadsheets about this. So I already have a season 16 folder. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be part of it. I'm really hoping, I mean, obviously I would love a win, but I'm just hoping that I get to stay in it long enough that it's not just like a 1 week and done thing. And then that I'm like separated from Pandora for the remainder of October because I love my Pandora people.
Oh,
we love you too.
That was great.
That was amazing.
The biggest hug.
So I'll go on record again. You know, if Aviva can find that different way of approaching the game, I think she has a shot. But again, I don't know if she'll be able to change just who she is and how much passion she has for the game. I think people are going to expect it from her. And so if she changes it and they don't see it, I don't know if that's going to raise a red flag for them, right? If they're like, this isn't the Aviva that I know and expect, like, is that going to rattle them a little bit and be like, something's up? And you know, could that place a different type of target on her? I'm not sure. I love her to death. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing the season without her. But I don't know how good her chances are. I don't know if anybody else has thoughts on it.
I think she has a good chance. I think in this cast she'll be able, and especially like she said, playing under the radar since life is so busy, that could be perfect for her.
I think it will be.
It could, yeah, if she can do it, and
if
do
she
it with
does it,
sincerity, you know, yeah.
I think it will be. And the other thing that I want to highlight with her is that I feel like she has a reputation for being all about the spreadsheet and like running through 41 different scenarios for the highest evens and odds vote and, the challenge wins, but she is an awesome social player. She's able to maneuver very well in the moment and get things off of her, get out of tough spots. She has her finger on the pulse of the game very well. And I do think that if she is able, with life stuff, if she's not able to commit as much time to it, I think she'll still find her way. And that could be a good thing to where people may not be talking about her as much during the week. And I think the target could also shift toward maybe people who are more cutthroat. I imagine there's going to be a lot of people in this cast who are more cutthroat, and Aviva is not that. She can be a very loyal ally and a good person to have on your side. So I think there are a lot of benefits to keeping her in the game, and I hope that people can see that and give my girl a chance.
Yes.
I do hope they give her a chance. I think my worry with her is because she's such a Pandora historian. When you see people like Amanda, do you want to play with them? Or you know what I mean? It's like if you're familiar with everybody's reputation that's going to be here, do you come into the game with a preconceived idea of, oh, I don't want to play with this person, when that person may want to play with you? You know what I mean? I think
it's a good and a bad thing, right? Because as much as Aviva is going to come in and try to maybe change her game, is she going to expect that others are trying to do the same? And will she accept if they do, right? Say Amanda does come in and play differently. Will she be like, you're not the Amanda that I know, right? You're not the Amanda that I have all these stats on, right? So, yeah, I think it's interesting to see who she'll choose to try to play with based on what because she probably will know the most about all the players coming into the game easily. Yep. So it'll be really interesting to see like who she then decides to play with based on her preconceptions. Is that a word? Preconception? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Preconceived notions.
Preconceived, yeah.
All right, we are done with A's. Those are all the A's. If you have any other A's on your list,
I just want to say I am rooting for Aviva, though. I love her to death, and if she can make it through the first couple of episodes and establish relationships, I don't think she should count herself out.
No, I don't think any. I mean, this is going to be such a room full of targets. I don't think anybody should count themselves out. I think it.
Agreed.
I think this truly is one of those kind of Tony Vlachos scenarios where like there aren't a ton of hyenas, right? It's like the lions all gotta kind of like try to stick together and it's almost gonna be like packs of lions against each other. I don't think there's a ton
like last season.
Yeah, exactly, right? The big titans gotta kind of come together and clash it out with other big groups. All right. So we have a representative from the Mini, which is I'm very excited about. Made Final Tribal Council and is back to try to claim the throne.
Carlos,
yeah.
Yay!
From our Mini. So Carlos placed second. He didn't win any immunities, but we had a twist where the leader of Blind Leading the Blind, whoever won that, cast the one and only vote. The losing tribe. Whoever they chose as the leader cast their one and only vote. So he cast a sole vote for Miranda in round 3, eliminating her. He did play an idol correctly, an idol that was given to him by Ty. And he really was a constant target. When he got to the end and basically said, hey guys, like I was a constant target the entire game and I somehow made it through and slipped through the cracks and got here. I was surprised he didn't get more votes for that. I think he was clearly the easiest target and the biggest target, and he had very few pregame, if maybe no pregame relationships, where I think Ty had a lot of relationships in the game, or a lot of, at least was well known. And so I think he deserved a lot of credit for making it to the end, this being his first time in the Pandora universe, not really having any pregame relationships, being a target, getting votes most rounds. He really was a survivor in that way, from my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a little more on Carlos.
Oh, these 4-minute confessionals.
What's up, guys? My name is Carlos Sanchez. I am 23 years old and currently a student here in Texas. I'm going to make this video kind of short because I have a lot of work to do and I'm procrastinating at the moment by making this video. This game is going to be very different to what I'm used to playing. I'm used to playing games that are very continuous in terms of the days, like days one back to the other, events happening one after the other in terms of consecutive days. This game is going to be different in terms that in a way that it'll be once a week and then a lot will be happening during that night. There's a lot of complicating factors that are going to affect my ability to win this game. I'm coming in, honestly, and I'll be quite frank, knowing that I won't win this game, but knowing that I'm very competitive as a person and I want to push myself to the best every game I play. So I'm going to end up being very stressed and annoyed that I'm being targeted every round because I'm not social enough with people. But I'll try to have fun. And that's kind of my strategy. My strategy is kind of take it round by round. I will socialize with the people that socialize with me kind of thing. But I also don't have that much time to socialize. So it will be like a night kind of messages. I'll try to be one of those people that send you like long messages at some point, like everything you have to say, tell me, I'll respond a night with a long response about addressing everything you said. Hopefully people are okay with that and they will keep me in the game. If not, then I have a lot of things to do, so it's not a big of a deal. But I'll try to win. It would be nice to win. I feel like I don't win as much as I want to. And I feel like I only win Big Brother games. I don't feel like I've won Survivor games, but like I feel like I want to win more Survivor. I feel like I keep saying I feel like I keep falling into the same archetype in Survivor, which is like coming into a game, then like soon my name is already being brought up as a target. Then I'm randomly in the minority, targeted round after round, and then just basically I go home. I either go home once, like, you know, people finally was like, all right, we have enough targeting him every round, like let's just get rid of him. Or I end up surviving that stage of people targeting me, and then there's like other targets that emerges and I'm able to like skate myself to the end. But then what happened is that I never have those connections in the jury to give me a win. So every time I make it to the end, or most times that I make it to the end, I think I play a fairly presentable game, but I don't think I ever have the connections within the jury to win. And the jury usually just votes for their friends. And I'm always playing the free agent card because people just target me. So I'm kind of a free agent, meaning there's always going to be two people at the end next to me that have stronger connections to the jury and lock votes that I probably will not have. And even if I have several, it won't be a majority of the votes. So that's fun. I will try to break that cycle here, but I don't know. My strategy will be to be cute and I want to play I really want to play like those kind of like social game where it's like they're super social and super likable, but not threatening. And I think that's something that I just fail to do every time. And I either come up like super social, but then super threatening. So it's like, he got to go. Or I come up super threatening, not social. So it's like, he definitely got to go. So hopefully we're going to balance out socially, not threatening this game. And yeah.
A nice abrupt ending. I love Carlos. I think many of you know I played with him in a live game out in Reelfoot. He's a really interesting player to play with. It's hard to know kind of really where he stands, and I wonder if that also gets to him in these online games where it's even harder because you don't have those face-to-face conversations, right? In Reelfoot, even being face-to-face, it was hard to know really where he stood, and he kept saying he didn't have any alliances and people were targeting him, and I wasn't sure if that was genuine, if he was being real about that. It was just hard to know like what was real with him. So, but he's a really good dude. I think I was really impressed with him making it towards the end last game. I would love to see, him find a way to kind of, as he said, balance out his threat level a little bit more. And I think maybe in a game full of so many threats, this might be an opportunity for him to do that. I don't know. None of you played with Carlos, so I don't know if you has any confidence.
I feel like he kind of contradicted himself there, where I'm not going to be as social, but he wants to balance his threat level with being more social. And I think in a game like Pandora, where so much can happen during the week, if people don't know where your head is, then it may be tough for him to get far. So rooting for Carlos, but I do think that if you're not social in Pandora, you can almost kiss yourself goodbye.
Yeah, I worry for him for already feeling like he doesn't have enough time to commit to the socializing bit, because that's going to be super important with this cast, I think, too. But he had such a good final Tribal Council performance. I was super impressed with him in 14. I was a little bit concerned. It seemed like he's played a lot of games, and it sounds like he has a little bit of baggage or some ideas of how things have gone for him. And so I hope that he's just able to shake that off once he gets into the game and recognize that this is a fresh game, this is a fresh cast, and you can make stuff happen. It doesn't have to follow the same patterns that you've had in the past. So I'm rooting for you, Carlos. I hope that you come in with guns blazing a bit.
All right. So, big moment. None of you thought I could get her.
Oh my gosh.
She is a queen. Coming straight off of her time in Fiji.
Stop it.
We have Queen Just kidding. We didn't.
Justin! Oh my god.
But we do have another queen who I'm
Joe almost had a heart attack, Justin.
the air got
I've been thinking about this all
sucked
day.
out of my lungs. That's why you invited me to do this, just for that.
But we do have another queen who I'm excited to have back. We do have Donna returning. 6 and 10.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So she's
For the
played.
record, I said this earlier. I said if Dawn is playing, so happy.
She's played twice, placed 11th and 12th, hasn't won any individual immunities. She was the first ever victim. Season 6 was the first time that we did the 2 players with the most votes elimination. She probably wouldn't have gone that round, because Crystal was the clear target, but then she went with Crystal in that vote. She did survive an earlier tribal council against Michael DeLucas, a tie, because Michael had, this was in season 10, sorry. In season 10, she survived the I didn't put the marker there, survived the tie at double tribal with Michael DeLucas, and he had more past votes, so she survived that. And she's just an icon in the org community, in the live game community. She's known as the Yellow Dress Lady. Dress Lady. She's an icon in so many ways, and I'm excited to have her back in the mix.
Hi, this is Donna Martello Credits, and I am back for Survivor Pandora Season 16. So I sat here, was making a list of people that I wanted to play with again, some of the strategies, and it got me feeling a little bit bitter. Bitter because I always seem to be pre-jury. And so that's when I got the idea of my revenge narrative. I am going to align with people who want to take revenge on players that voted them out pre-jury, had them, betrayed them. I think there'll be enough of us to at least make it to the jury, if not to the end. That's my strategy, and I'm coming for ya.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love her.
Wow.
Jeez, I love it.
And so actually everybody on this Zoom has played with Donna, except for Hannah, obviously.
I played a mini with her.
But Hannah played a mini with her. Travis obviously played a live game with her. Travis didn't really play with her because we voted her out too early. But Joe, Robbie, Julie, you've all played with her in some capacity. I can't remember, Robbie and Julie, if you ever were on tribes with her or had the opportunity to actually play with her. But any thoughts on Donna?
I was on that tribe with her when she was in the tie vote against Michael. She was always super charming. We all loved her. It was just kind of a situation of her getting swap screwed a little bit, and we had our numbers already with the former poly people. But yeah, she survived that. She made it to the merge. I think she made it to the merge right around that time. We had like the mid-episode merge and everything. She's a great player. Her reputation kind of preceded her a bit, where it was kind of like, ooh, she's so good, she's played so many games, and she kind of, had that reputation with us. But I think with this cast, she'll be much better suited to hopefully team up with other people, like she said, that maybe got scorned a little bit. So I'm here for it. She's awesome.
Yeah, Donna's great. She was like the mom of our season 6. I really wanted to work with her. I did recognize her when I saw her, just with the way that like the swap went. We just kind of ended up on the wrong side of things. So unfortunately, she went in that double vote. But Donna's great. Like we've messaged a couple times like since that season, and I like her I like that strategy of kind of like, working with people who kind of want revenge on people. I mean, I wasn't expecting that from Donna. So,
and there will be plenty of that this season for sure. For sure.
Really happy she's back. Donna's
I'm interested how she like brings that up to people. Like, oh, do you need revenge? I'm your girl.
Yeah.
That strategy sounds so interesting.
Yeah. She's the bomb. We're going to skip a few letters now. Again,
also, can I just say Donna, Amanda, dream duo.
Right.
Donna, Amanda.
Yes. Right.
Okay. Continue.
Skipping a few letters, we couldn't have a season without this player. So happy that they were also willing to come back to back. We have Jackie back.
Yes,
for her fourth time.
I thought she might.
So Jackie has played 3 seasons. She's placed 3rd, 11th, and 12th. Some memorable moments. I think her journey in season 11 was just really incredible to watch. And she did a lot of kind of, I don't want to call it flip-flopping, but she just kind of seemed to navigate her way through the game just in a really interesting way. She survived a last-minute swap by taking out Cody in season 12, which was really funny and interesting to watch. And then last season, she was voted out with an idol in her pocket. Everyone assured her that she didn't need to play it, and she didn't and got eliminated. And she just has some of the most epic confessionals you'll ever seen. She's obviously one of our biggest characters we've ever had in the Pandora universe.
She has not won an individual immunity. Why do I remember her first season, her winning a bunch, or her second season, winning a ton? Maybe she won a bunch for her tribe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she might have earned safety in different challenges. Like this last challenge, she won the point in the squat challenge against the person that was not the point. Was it the point of contention? She won something this season, but individually. But she hasn't won. According to Aviva's spreadsheets, which I now have access to, she is not marked as.
I'm not questioning the spreadsheet. Nope.
And here's a little bit from Jackie.
Y'all didn't think y'all was gonna get rid of me that easily, did you?
Yes.
Hi, y'all. Jackie B is back. Unfortunately, this may be for the last time, so we gotta make it a good one, okay? We gotta make it a good one. So, fingers crossed that some of the people who I really wanted to see in season 15 comes back. Also, I don't really have an expectation to win. I'm just here for the fun, for the likes, for the influence, and to share all of my social medias with you all at Just Jackie B. That's Facebook, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's everything, that's TikTok. Follow me at Just Jackie B. So let's go ahead and play this game. I think my game this time is going to be totally different than it ever has been. Balls to the wall. I have nothing to lose. I have had such a wonderful time Season 15 was so thrilling and just so out of the box and just so different from any other game I had ever played. And I'm excited to see what this season has to bring. And, you know, this is the last chance, last hurrah. So this bitch is gonna figure out how to lie. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to cheat. I'm going to steal. Okay, maybe not cheat. I like challenges and shit, but I'm going to figure out how these other people who have outwitted me in seasons prior and like in other orgs, how do they do it? This season, it is balls to the wall. I am gonna try everything I can. I'm going to pull out everything in my arsenal, whatever ways I can manipulate or whatever. I'm going to use all of the great tools that I've learned from seasons prior. I'm going to try to get the W for y'all. I know I got fans out there that are like, Jackie, I just want you to win. Y'all, I'm trying. I'm going to do everything. I played a noble game. Yeah, I've been cheat coding because I've been a wild card and no one knew what I was doing. I've been the standout. And look, these people don't want me to win, okay? I don't know how to convince my fellow players and my fellow tribe mates. Just let me win one. I could do like Rob Mariano and just bully my way through.
She could.
But then I wouldn't be able to say that my game has been like Cerise. Because every single time I play, I think of Cerise. So, not Rob. But I'm excited to return. Again, this might be the last one. This is my swan song, if you will. And I'm going to have a blast. And I do this for Justin. I do this for Pandora. I love y'all. And let's get it. October, season 16, Pandora. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, girl. Come on.
Wow. Go. JB.
Love her.
Love JB.
She is the best. So glad to have her back.
Wow, she came back.
Which it's exciting. This will be her second time playing back to back, right? She played 11 and 12, and now she's playing 15, 16. Wow. She will, she'll have a lot of connections in this cast from this being her fourth time. And I think it's interesting, right? Again, there's so many big threats and so many people like her that she's so likable. People don't want her to get to the end, but how do you defend yourself against all these likable targets, right? It's like one of them is bound to sneak through, right? So which one's the one you want to eliminate the earliest, and I'm hoping she finds a way. I'm hoping she can sneak her way through. Because I love her to death. And it would be so much fun to have her every episode in the game.
Yes. Every episode.
Every episode. Anything else? Any other thoughts on Jackie?
I love her. I'm rooting for you, Jackie. When you watch this just now, I was rooting for you like since season 15, like forever rooting for you.
Always rooting for Jackie.
Same. Jackie, you're amazing. I love you, and I'm so excited I get to cheer you on from the sidelines this time. Jackie is a phenomenal social player. She has great reads on the game. Like, you get on call with her, you can't help but fall in love with her. Instant. Like, it's done. So she is super, super good, and she has her finger on the pulse. The one thing that I want to see from her is, I think that sometimes she can get in her mind of who she wants to target or where she wants it to go. And she'll kind of like drop the social game a little bit with those people. And it can kind of wig people out a little bit. Like, oh, I guess she's coming for me because she's not talking to me anymore. So I really want to see her try to branch out a little bit with everybody and see if she can spread that web and make people feel a little bit safer with her so that they don't come for her before she can get them.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I personally didn't know if it was her strategy or if there'll be times where she would like tell me she wanted to work with somebody and then in the same sentence tell me that she was also skeptical of them. And I don't know if it was to put seeds of doubt in my mind, but I also know that like Megs picked up on it and was like, I don't know if you can trust Jackie because she's been doing the same thing about you. So hopefully she doesn't do that this season and get clocked for it because
So I was reading your comments, streamers, and I saw that you were disappointed Cody is not here. It's true, but we have his biggest rival. We have Jazzy coming back from season another great iconic character. She tied for 7th place, didn't win any individual immunities, but she did find the first hidden immunity idol in season 11 in the Tree Mail. She was a victim of both Sam and Alex playing idols at Tribal Council and was only limited with one vote that tribal because of the idols that were in play. And she's certainly not shy to speak her mind. And so we can hear it a little bit from... Oh no, is this going to work? It should. Here we go.
Hey, it's Jazzy. I'm back. I've been thinking about how I can change up my game from season 11, and I'm feeling like I need to do better at talking to people outside of the game. One of my like best qualities is like my ability to talk to people and, you know, make connections and build rapport. And I have a difficult time doing that over text. Super straightforward and super blunt. So sometimes people take me the wrong way. I am excited to see who's in the cast. Obviously, I have like no idea who's played in the other seasons. So I have like limited idea on that. For my season, I mean, I was kind of looked at as like a backstabber, liar, and I was pretty vocal about it. So anybody that comes from my season, I think, is just gonna kind of have their eye on me anyway. I'm really hoping that Cody is in this season because why not? It's gonna be fun to I don't know, have a little bit of friction.
Sorry to disappoint you, Jazzy, but
I love how she wanted it. Yeah.
If I were going to choose 3 words to describe the game that I intend to play, it would be villainous, shady, and fun. So stay tuned. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to having a little bit of fun in October on Tuesday nights. So I'm excited. Peace.
I also have to say, in our pregame communication, Alex Day sent me a voicemail saying, "Just don't put Jazzy in the game." So I'm really excited to see
Oh my
what
gosh.
happens with these two.
Who's gonna scoop up Donna first?
Exactly, right? These are perfect for the revenge tour, Donna's revenge tour. I love Jazzy. She's a really good time. She does consider herself more of a live game person than an org person. She did voice that concern to me. She's like, I just don't know if I can do well on orgs, but I'll try again, which is great. Because I've been wanting to have her come back, and I almost put her in last season, and you know, it was a hard decision. But I'm excited to have her back in this mix for sure. Any other thing? Anything?
Hey, it's Jazzy.
No.
Hey.
So next, when you think about big characters in the game and people that made an impact in a very short amount of time, there's definitely one player that came to mind that I wanted to have back so badly. Wasn't sure if he would do a longer format of this game, but we do have German back with his fan and all of his iconic sayings. I don't even know how to describe it.
The Pandora gods have smiled upon us.
That's right.
Yes.
So he placed 11th in season 14, but even in that short amount of time that he was in the game, he made such an impression. He was immune the first round because he wasn't placed on a tribe, so he was safe that first round and got to kind of just sit there and watch the whole thing unfold, which was really fun to see him sipping on his drink and enjoying it. He had a very public spat with Jeremy around Just Say It Already and who would do better as the caller. Which was really hilarious. And he's very well known for his Shade fan.
And the drag. Come on.
The drag.
His drag. He's the one who
yes,
drags
the drag.
someone.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
The
true.
most
That was so
epic part.
messy.
Oh, so
True.
amazing.
So good.
Who did he drag? I forget.
I don't remember.
Wasn't it
but he was-
Christina?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Christina.
Christina Bruce. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, that's right. It was pretty iconic because he called her out for being quiet.
She was like
on the
quiet,
call.
right? Yeah.
He's calling out everybody.
All
It
right.
was
Yeah, the last
amazing.
minute
No.
target.
I was tired when I was building these slides. I can only remember so much.
It's okay.
Um,
That's what we're here for.
Here, we'll listen a little more.
Okay, what's going on, y'all? It's your favorite Scorpio, and I'm back to play and win this Pandora season. If you don't know me, I'm German. Living here in Orlando, 29 years old. I'm super, super excited because I played this game recently. It was my first like live game, and it was so fun. I had a really, really good time, actually. So this time, my strategy is going to be probably. I think I want to continue to do what I did. My mistake last game was I had a great social game, actually, but I got taken out because of a twist where, like, if I got voted out, I could drag somebody. And the people who all voted me out were safe. Does that make sense? So they took the opportunity because they were scared to take me out when they knew they had immunity, because one person wanted immunity and then she saved 2 other people. And those 3 voted me out along with some others, and obviously I couldn't drag them because they scared. So this time, I'm just going to continue that social game. I'm going to play bold. I'm not going to be scared because I want to leave this game knowing I did everything that I could to get to the end. Yeah, and my biggest concerns are these pre-game connections. I'm not in the community as much as others, so I feel like a lot of people already know each other. I'm going to already be at a disadvantage, but I'm hoping that I can slip through and make some good friends and allies and win some competitions and make the right decisions, not drag allies out of the game, and find some immunity idols. Okay, those are my goals, and can't wait. See you guys October 5th.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Me and
Yeah,
Robbie
let's
know
go.
German because we played our first org with German back in the day. So he found an idol and played it correctly in a tribal with me and idled out someone. So he can find those Pandora idols, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have German back. I think when we think, again, as I said, when we think of big characters that we've seen in all 15 seasons, he stands out, right? He's just one of those big personalities that make this game fun. So I'm excited to see him back in the mix.
JB's gonna love him.
Up next, Julie, it's your favorite. We have Matt back.
Oh no, not Matt.
8 and
I
12.
love that. He's great.
Oh my
I thought he
god!
might be in the mix for this. Good for
So
him.
he
Good for him.
played twice, 11th, and tied for second. He won
Mutgate made iconic moments.
There's a lot of iconic moments here. So he was part of the big iconic battle against the Imperium 4 and Mutgate in season 8.
Oh my God.
Flipped his vote.
Don't know what that is. So
He flipped his vote in Gone Too Soon with Davey and Dustin tying in that drag round, and flipped his vote to Dustin, which that was the reason that Dustin went out. And then somehow was not dragged and put Julie's name out there, and Dustin did go ahead and drag Julie, which was quite an iconic moment, because in these drag rounds, as much as I love you, Julie, a lot of people don't say anything in these drag rounds, right? That was one of the reasons Christina got dragged. She didn't say anything, right? People get quiet in drag rounds, and Matt actually had the guts to like say a name and try to put something out there. And you know, for better or for worse, it was an iconic moment. You know, it's people are
definitely
so
iconic.
He also did play his idol correctly in Gone Too Soon during the even and odd round, and then beat Adam in the fire to make it to Final Tribal Council. So a lot of good moments. He self-admittedly says, you know, I can find a way to get to the end. He also got to the end in Conquest recently, but it's very hard for him to get the votes to win. He's not as likable as some other people in the game. He's not necessarily always seen as the most strategic, right? And so he really wants to find a way to articulate his game better and to play a cleaner game, to kind of find a way to actually win. Because I do think he plays really well. He learns from his previous games. You know, I think he's got what it takes. It's just getting there with jury management, right? And making sure that they're going to be willing to vote, and that you're sitting next to people that have worse jury management, or that will, you know, that you're sitting next to the right people, I guess. Here's a little from Matt.
Hello, Pandora.
Woo!
I know you've missed me. I'm Matt, and you may remember me from season 8, where I think I was like 9th place, and then
11.
Season 12, Gone Too Soon, where I was a lovely runner-up and missed winning by 1 vote.
It was 3-2-2, right?
I'm super excited to be back again. I have a feeling that there are going to be a lot of big players and a lot of names that I recognize. So I'm super excited to play. In terms of like my pregame thoughts, I want to win. I want to make it to the end. I have played pretty consistently with like playing a loyal game and finding, kind of a person at the beginning to really run the game with. And that worked out for me well in season 12 with Naomi. And I played another org where I did the same thing. And in both situations where I've made Final Tribal, I have struggled with jury management. And the last game that I played, I think I just didn't have enough big moves. And then Pandora season 12, I think that people didn't like me. And there were a lot of people on the jury who I had never interacted with the game until the very last week. And so I just, that was a tough draw for me. In terms of friends and foes, I'm really hoping Alicia's here. She would be a dream to get to play with her again. It would be awesome to see Robbie. I would really be excited to play with Allie Plotnicki,
Nope.
or any of her family members.
He's 0 for 3.
In terms of foes, I don't know.
Julie.
I don't think there is anyone. Maybe. I don't know. No, I can't think of any. But no, I'm excited to play. I'm hoping to do well. Hoping to win a lot of challenges and get to the end again, and hopefully get a few more votes and win. So we will see. I will see you all on Tuesday night.
Woo!
So yeah, I mean, I think he's very self-aware, which I think is good, and we'll see if he can adapt his gameplay with that awareness and, change some things up. Again, I think he's maybe one of the more subtle threats in this mix. I don't know if people will see him as being one of the biggest targets because he is a little bit more of a subdued personality. He's not as big, flashy game player. So that could bode well for him. Unless, like I said, like kind of all the big lions team up and say like, hey, we've got to get out some of the lesser threats, right? I could see that happening to a few of these players who maybe don't have that big flashy gameplay. But I'm excited to have him back. I'm curious to see, what happens with him and Jackie, what happens with him and Aviva, right? They both played in 12 together. Unfortunately, I will reveal now, I did invite Alicia. She was not able to do it with her basketball schedule. So we would have loved to have her back.
Yeah.
But unfortunately didn't quite work out for her. So I know Matt will be disappointed in that, but I think he'll have some other connections and interesting things to pick up on here in terms of relationships. And up next, potentially another controversial choice, but I have my reasoning. And he's just an icon in all of our hearts at the very least. It is Matt P.
Yes.
Back-to-back seasons.
Redemption.
For a little
Wait,
redemption. He wasn't able to submit a video, but he did send a little quote here that I'll let you all read while I kind of go through his stats. So he's played 3 times, played 4th, 17th, and 24th. So on a downward trajectory. Started off really strong. It's kind of gotten worse and worse.
He was so robbed.
But in his first season in 6, he was part of the Zulon tribe that lost 3 of the first 4 immunities. It was like him, John, and Crystal, I think, were like trying to battle it out at the very beginning, which was just, we'd never had a season kick off that way. So it stuck out in my mind. He did play a 50-50 advantage correctly and earned immunity for that round. He was, I think the most iconic moment for him was he really was the go-between between Rachel and Megs and Joe and John. And he made the decision of kind of which way that game was going to go. He could have gone with either side in that moment. And so that was the first time in my memory that we really had such an obvious kind of player in the middle of 2 alliances that was really making the decision. I feel like that may have been happening in other seasons, but that was the first one I could remember in season 6 where it really was like Matt was kind of making the decision on how the end game was going to happen. He's also just extremely likable. So obviously most of his iconic moments have come from season 6 because in 9 and 15 he didn't play very long. But he has seen all facets of the game, right? He saw kind of the end game. He's seen kind of the middle part, and he was first boot, right? So he's felt it all. And as you see, right, he's from his quote here, he's trying to figure out if he can find the way to emulate that first performance of his. And, I think, again, in a group like this, again, he's not a big flashy game player. I do think he's extremely likable, and people will pick up on that, and they may be threatened by that. He's kind of like the Allisons, right? Like very likable. He's very smooth. Like you feel very comfortable with him right away, and that can be threatening. So we'll see how people perceive that or handle that.
And like last season, he was really victim to the night one of Pandora. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like if you're a boot night one, it's really just for the most random reason. And I just love what he says, where he says, I know that putting myself out there with these games has been part of what changed me for the better. Like, that is just so sweet, like,
yeah.
I really hope that and I think he will survive episode 1 and really get his footing in this game.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so, because he's such a good person. Again, I think Pandora's brought so many like just good people into my life, and he's definitely one that I just feel like he's like a good human.
Yep.
I'm really excited to see Matt back. I think with him going out first in 15, like that'll light a fire under him for this season. Not that he wouldn't anyway, but yeah, Matt is great. I'm so excited that he's back. And you faked us out because doesn't P come before S?
Yes.
Oh, you're right. I don't know my alphabet.
I was literally going to message like, oh, no, Matt P. And then you brought him up. So it was really funny. Sorry, I had to call you out for that, Justin.
Jesus.
Matt is great. Really excited to see him back, especially after what happened in 15. I think Jackie's going to be excited to see him because she was the one person that voted with him in that round. So, and she really was trying to stick herself out there for him. So really excited to see those two play together and hopefully a little bit longer than last time.
Absolutely. And who knows? Maybe Matt is going to rekindle an alliance with main character Megs.
What?
For another go back-to-back as well. So Megan is back. Has played twice, 6th and 8th, has won 2 immunity wins. She was part of that same moment with Matt, and a pretty big epic tie between her and Hannah in season 6, part of that Cukes Alliance last season, and she was very iconically voted out with both 2 idols and immunity challenge advantage last season, which was pretty epic. So we'll see if she learns any lessons from that. I did message her. I was like, how did you not play one of your 2 idols in that moment? How? And I think she said Julie told me not to. Was her exact response.
Don't blame me. She told me that too, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
So here's a little from Meg.
Hi. What am I doing here? I don't know, Justin. You messaged me when I was drunk, and I Venmoed you $5. So here we are. Don't know what I'm going to do this season. I am excited because it sounds like it's like Icons All-Stars kind of situation. So there will be a lot of targets out there. It is annoying that I just played. And I know everybody does their research. I'm the only one who doesn't watch previous seasons to do my research to see how people have played in the past. But the good thing is I don't plan on playing the same game because I never plan on playing the same game. Advantages would be nice. I think I'm going to try to not get advantages early so I don't have to put myself in a position where I have to work hard from second one. But I also wouldn't be surprised if I was booted early because I just played. So I don't know, don't have high expectations, but I am excited to see who else is coming. A ton of icons were last season, so I don't know what the pool of players are going to be. Is it just like, season 15, take 2?
Oh gosh.
Julie, so I'll have no allies. Good, great. I don't know. I didn't watch the previous seasons, but I kind of wouldn't be surprised to see Jackie back. And Alex Day, because everybody needs a good villain. I think Scott would have been good for last season, so maybe he's playing this season. I think TSL played a super early season, but I don't know if she's playing.
Ooh, that's one of her org besties.
Who else are you going to put on this cast? I'm stoked. I think I would like to have a secret alliance this season. If I could find somebody who I butt heads with in the beginning who's not actually an ass, if we could work on the down low together, that'd be really fun. I haven't done that yet, and I think I would like to try out that move and see if it works out.
She's so good.
Other than that, I'm just going to be myself as usual. I don't know. Maybe a little less chaos this time. Haven't decided. We'll play it.
My baby. I love her.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Julie, did you know her before that season?
No, not at all.
You didn't, right?
No.
I was so surprised, like how quickly the two of you bonded and like how close you guys got, how fast you got, right? Like, and because you were on different tribes to start, and I didn't think you had played together in any other games or anything. So I was like, those
I
two
only knew
together
of her.
are dangerous, right? Like
Yeah.
dangerous as a dangerous duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you start talking to her, like it just feels like you've been her friend for years. So at least that's how I felt with her. So
And I could
just an
see that like the
instant
two of you
connection.
play the game similarly, right? Like I think
Yeah.
you guys,
Mhm.
you were really good yin and yang, and you were really good kind of like I think you both have very similar mindsets on how the game works and how to play the game and all that. So it was cool to
Yeah.
watch you guys play together.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see her back. I am a little bit nervous because she just played, and so I think she's gonna be top of mind. And she was main character Megs. So if anybody watched that,
Yeah.
But I do think she can do very well, and she's obviously very experienced. She is by far one of the best players I've ever played with, just in terms of how strong she is socially. I do want her to just chill a little bit. Like she told me at one time she has no chill, and I'm like, well, I totally see that because she's even as her closest ally, I could see how often she was getting on calls with people, and I was like, I cannot keep up with this girl. Like she is just getting around everywhere. And so I just want her to chill just a little bit because if her allies are seeing how much she's doing like that, then that's what kind of scares people away to want to flip on her earlier. I certainly didn't, but other people did. So I really just want to see how she adapts and if she's able to, because I know that she likes to play bold and she's completely fearless in these games. I love her for it, but I am excited to see if she's able to slip under the radar, if at all, with other big threats in the game. Maybe she's able to. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited. Any other thoughts before we move on?
I think she has the biggest uphill battle to get to the end out of everybody revealed so far because she plays so hard. But if anybody can do it, I think it's Megs. When you talk to her, it's just like, damn, I want her out, but I also kind of want to work with her at the same time. So it's just like, she's so good.
I'll be curious to see, what her relationship is like with Angela now. If and how she would work with Matt if they ever cross paths. I don't know if she has a relationship with Donna from season 6 from way back then. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out as well.
I think
well, the one that I'm most interested in is Jackie, because even though they were on opposite tribes, they got pretty close pretty quickly to where Megs knew about Jackie's idol and then was able to blindside her anyways. And then Jackie put her on the block. So I'm a little bit nervous how that's going to go, if they're able to reconnect or if they're going to be gunning for each other because of that history.
It's kind of funny. I'm assuming Megs might have assumed that I was playing this season. So afterwards, she sent me a few nice messages like,
"Oh,
so proud of the game that you played," and all this other stuff. And
oh, she was gaming.
Yeah, I think she was just like, I should just try to repair things with Robbie in case he's playing.
Oh my
next
gosh.
All right, up next, another legend who might be probably a less obvious choice, but then once we talk about it, I think you'll see.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
We have Michael DeLucas.
Yeah.
From season 5 and 10.
Wow.
So Michael's plays 5th and 15th. He has won 4 individual immunities. He was part of that big, the big epic Zoom call that happened. So for those of you that don't know, Michael asked before an episode to get everybody on a Zoom call and just forced everyone to spill their guts on lies, called Polo out about some lies, and it caused Chanel and Polo to create this fake fight on the Zoom. It was like this really wild night. Katie was there, Miranda was there, like some iconic players were in the mix. And he facilitated all of that. Like he kind of made that all happen. So when I thought of iconic moments and players that facilitated those, Michael was on my list. He's also very well known in the Oregon LRG community. Just played BBMS, I think, with Destiny and some other Susan Camosa, right? Like he was just in that big game that just happened. And he's a very vocal and he'll speak his mind very openly and directly at tribals. He's somebody that's pretty loud and he's an aggressive game player. So excited to have him back. I think I might have dragged him out of retirement. He was claiming he was retired, but I pulled him back in for one more. But excited to have him in the mix. Always a fun character to have in the game.
If only that Zoom call would have been recorded, that would have been epic to watch.
I like FaceTimed some of the stream team. I was like, guys, you got to watch this.
Yeah.
And, like we watched it on FaceTime together.
That's incredible.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was pretty epic. All right. And up next, I have to remember who it is. You know where you love her. We've been waiting for her to come back for a third try. We have Rachel back.
Yay!
Season 7.
Oh my God.
So she again wasn't able to send a video. She sent a little blurb. So I'll let you read through that. But she's placed 5th and 13th. She's won 2 individual immunities. She did play an idol, but unsuccessfully for Matt P, which is I think the first time that an idol was played for another player outside of Will played one for Matt J in Second Chances, but that was kind of pre-merge, and he actually gave it to him, and it was a little bit of a different scenario. But Rachel actually played one at a live tribal for Matt. She dragged Matty J in Blood versus Water, which was pretty iconic because she basically said, like, I'm not going to drag Naomi because that would be boring, so I'm going to drag Matt J instead. So that was pretty fun. And I just think she's one of those players that's so sweet, but like also so cutthroat and deadly. Like she will lure you in, and you just think she's like the sweet mom from the middle of the country, and like she would never hurt a fly. She's a pastor's wife, and then she'll just like cut your throat and destroy
We're not from
you.
the middle of the country.
Ohio's way over there. You know?
It's
pretty
Midwest.
Kansas.
Phil, you've been here. What do you think?
Felt pretty out
Rob,
there.
you think?
But Rachel's the best. I'm so excited to have her back. Again, I think she'll be one of those more subtle threats. I don't know if anyone's going to see her immediately as like a big flashy gamer, but I think she's one that's going to could sneak up and really, really destroy some people's games in the way that she needs to. And so, I think she's mentioned here she really doesn't want Leanne to be in the game, which I can now reveal that Leanne is not in the game. Unfortunately, I did invite Leanne. She was not able to come and play. Would have loved to have her, but she's traveling and she
doing
should.
queen things.
She retired. She should enjoy her life.
Yeah.
She'd be happy to see people like Matt. I'm assuming maybe Matt P is who she means. Polo, Bobby, Katie. So she'll at least see Matt in the mix. And so, I think I'm excited to see her play again, to play with some of these big players. I think will be interesting to see how she does in the mix.
Is there a Plutnicki on the cast?
I cannot reveal that just yet.
There's only room for one more.
Yep. Unless I screwed up the alphabet again.
So it's cool. I like all the season 6 representation, but it'll be interesting to see. Like, I don't know what Rachel's relationship is like with Megs and Matt, because she had to make that choice in season 6 where she played the auto for Matt, and that kind of got Megs out of there. So it'll be interesting if they reconnect. Or if her and Matt reconnect, and then of course Donna too. So, yeah, great that she's back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much preseason matters, or previous season matters, right? So, the max for any season representation is 4. There are some seasons that only have 1 representative, though. So, we'll see how much that comes into play. But yeah, so the max will be 4 for many seasons. So now you have no more season 6 people. You can deduce.
It's okay.
So really excited to have Rachel back. I can now reveal that one of you was correct in your prediction, and we do have Scott coming
Yay!
back. So Scott placed 4th. He won 2 individual immunities. I'm going to make a controversial statement that he kind of gave up his game in season 10 for his allies, right? He kind of saw the writing on the wall and basically said, like, guys, I'm fine being voted out. I would die on the sword for Stephanie to win this game, right? Like, he kind of, in a way, gave it up, right? And before that, he had not received a single vote the entire season, right? So I think he was in a really good position. And it was the first time we really so publicly seen that happen. People have quit the game or kind of like maybe not cared as much, but this was the first time we really saw, I think, a very active and hard player kind of say, I get it, and back out. It's such a late point in the game. And he's just like so much fun. He had really extremely detailed and long confessionals, really thoughtful, very entertaining as a player. This is actually pretty short though.
What's up? I'm back. This is Scott from season 10. I was looking at my DMs, which were getting cobwebs on them, hoping Pandora again. And then finally, Justin slid in and says, come play this Icon season, whatever it's going to be called, whatever compliment you want to give us. Thank you, Justin. And I can't be more excited. I absolutely loved my time playing season 10. I made some amazing friends who I got to meet in real life, and I just absolutely love. We've also gone on to play future seasons and put a lot of respect on season 10's name.
Yes.
That season, I played a bit more like Miss Congeniality than I did like a winner would. And while I have no regrets, I will say I'm just visualizing the winner circle of Pandora and visualizing Winners at War for November. In preparation for this, I've watched a lot of Pandora. I've gotten to kind of see what kind of twists or challenges I might expect. Mapping out which big names might be coming back, who I might be playing with. I'm expecting to see some familiar faces from season 10, like Aviva, clearly.
Yep.
And I also was doing a little bit of introspecting. And I said, well, my first org, I was the hero of the season, and I lost at Final Tribal. My second org, I was the villain of the season, and I won. And my last org, Pandora, I played, I think, heroically, and I lost. So I noticed a little pattern that might dictate how I play season 16.
Yes.
Which is going to be
Come on, bring it.
I'm hoping people expect that I'm going to be the loyal player like I was in season 10 and use that to my advantage. The first 2 episodes, just build those connections, do some things kind of in the background, maybe throw some hinky votes, but then really episodes 3 and 4, just completely explode and do whatever I need to do to win. I have a lot of like pent up org energy from not playing in a while, so I'm just super excited to get my hands dirty here. I know to expect the unexpected, just like Big Brother. Speaking of which, I would love a Big Brother round. Just saying, it didn't get that last time.
No, please, no.
Yeah, season 10, I recorded like 14-minute YouTube videos for confessionals. So I learned my lesson. Keep it all in one Facebook video. Let me pause here and just say, let the games begin. I'm so excited for Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Yes.
We need some sort of. We need like a Hunger Games clause where if 2 people from the same season make it to the end, i.e. Aviva and Scott, they both win.
Yes.
Because you can't have that. Yes, last season, exactly.
So super excited to have Scott back. Excited to see how his game may be different this time, and if he's a little bit more cutthroat, really trying, doing whatever it takes to win. I know he's got it in it. He's obviously proved he's won before. He proves he can get to the end game. So I'm curious to see, how that works for him this season. But really excited to have him back. He was another one of those where like I thought about putting him in last season, but I really had to be careful. All these people that know each other and like divide them up evenly on different seasons, not get them all on one. So excited to have Scott back.
I think Pandora he got 4th, right? That's I think technically his worst placement.
Yeah.
So,
I think that might be true. I think this is only 4 games he's played.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he knows what he's doing. He'll be great.
All right, you might notice that there's one season up here that's not really represented yet. It is season 13 that hasn't been represented.
The
and
S's.
when you think back on season 13, there's a character that stands out. Might be a controversial choice. Might be someone you wouldn't think of. But we have Stefan for season 13.
I want milk.
Yes. Can we play that? Play that.
I probably can pull it up.
So Stefan, hold on. Here we go. Stefan placed 8th. He didn't win any individual immunities, but he's extremely entertaining and he's just so funny. When I think back on season 13, there are obviously some big players in that mix, but when I think of the characters and like who really brought the entertainment value, Stefan was by far, I think, the number one character in my brain. So I'm really excited to have him come back. There were a few people that I had tapped for 13. I was really excited that he said yes to coming back. And we'll hear a little bit from Stefan.
Okay, I turned on the lights just for you guys, so I'm really hoping
wow, look how cool.
Appreciate it because it's your boy, Stefan. I hate myself for doing it like that, but hello, my name is Stefan. I competed in season 13 of Pandora, and what am I best known for? I don't know. Apparently, I give really good animated confessionals. I'm actually not sure if they're good, but you know what? We're here, and guess what? You're stuck with me for another season, at least one episode. So if you have to blame anyone, blame Justin. But here is my preseason confessional. Hopefully I can enlighten you guys for what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a returning player season because obviously right here, now, oops, sorry about that. But now I'm just trying to think, what am I going to do different this time? What led to my demise this time? I honestly thought it was because not necessarily what I did wrong. It's because I wasn't the biggest threat, but I was connected to someone. And when most of the players were safe because of absolute chaos, which is a god-awful twist, they were looking for literally anything and everything. And with like 5 options off the table, it then fell on me, who was closely connected with Josh. And I was voted out because of that. So because of that, I don't feel too good about anyone from season 13. I would say Nicole, but she was on last season, and I don't see her coming back immediately again, which is unfortunate because I liked her. But also, if I see anyone from season 13, it will be on site, and that is a promise. And that's what I want to do this season. I don't think I was doing bad, but I want to do something a little more aggressive because I was playing from the outside looking in. I want to be on the inside this time. I want to be in alliances. I don't want to be threatening for my life every second because I have to play catch up and worry about everything. I want to make alliances. I want to play games. I want to make moves. I want to, as the youths of today say, slay your faves.
Yes.
Finale, we'll have to be like, oh, Stefan's a pro. Maybe he's not the most underqualified person who ever was on the stream team. Anyways, hopefully I'll be able to provide you with some milk and give you some good time. I don't know. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of confessionals in my car. Quality content.
Julie, I'll forward it to you.
I'm a fellow fan of the car confessionals, so Yeah, what is this milk thing?
I'll send it to you.
No, I think you need to play it on stream.
I'm not sharing my screen, or I'll just pull it up.
When it's over.
So yeah, again, I think Stefan could be an unexpected choice, but from my point of view, one of the biggest characters that we've ever had. Super fun, really engaging on the back end as a host. Like, he's someone that sent regular confessionals. They were entertaining. I could see the passion he had for the game and what he was doing. So it's really fun to have him a part of the group. Again, I think he might be one of these more under the radar people in this cast, right? Among these people, he's a big personality, but will he be perceived as a huge threat off the bat? I don't think so. I'm curious to see how it unfolds. He may have the least amount of other connections in the game, right? Because he's only played once, and because people, so far at least, nobody else from his season is up there, he may have the least amount of connections. So I'm wondering if that is good for him because he has no bad blood. He's not hurt any of these people. He's not going to be on Donna's revenge tour, right? But he might have fewer people that he has like that instant connection with. And on night one, that could be dangerous for someone like him. Hannah, you played with Stefan. Any thoughts on what he needs to do differently this time?
I think he had a great analysis of his game. He really was on that outside looking in when we played. So I think that he will probably he should be proactive with forming alliances and making people feel really good about him. And I think he'll be able to do that. I think that people, these other players will pick him up, will scoop him up and want to use him.
That's what I think so too. I think he will be seen as a good number to have because he doesn't have bad blood with anybody. He doesn't have all this kind of pre-game chaos that no baggage that other people are going to have to deal with. So he might be a loyal and safe number for that.
Also, I have the clip. Let's see. Here we go.
What is this? I don't even know if I know.
I want some milk. Did it play?
Why did
it?
What was that?
He was doing the competition at the same time.
Oh
as
yeah.
last season.
Okay, now I remember.
Yeah, so we
now I remember.
pulled him up on the stream, like up, and then he just goes, "I want some milk."
That's so bizarre.
Now I remember. That was so
And I cried. I just cried for like minutes afterwards.
All right.
Continue.
We've got an old school favorite and a battle we've been waiting to happen. We have Amanda's arch nemesis.
Yes.
Will is back.
I called this earlier. I called this.
So haven't had Will back in a very long time. He's one of the. I think he's the only person who will not have played the once a week format in the cast. Interesting to see.
Oh,
how
he'll be
that
fine. He'll be fine.
plays. But he's played a ton of orgs, right? So I think he knows that. Came in 6th and 5th. He's good at getting towards the end of the game. Has struggled to get to the final tribal, right? So most iconic things that we know him for are his spy bunker videos. This is why we now have a rule that you can't video record conversations that you have.
Because of Will?
It's all because of Will.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep. Wow. He was at one point in possession of 3 different idols at one time, and did give one to Matt J in season 3. Played an idol successfully in season 3. He's a very big, entertaining personality. Loves the game, super passionate. And he's a big character. So excited to have him back. And we have a little video.
What's up, everyone? I'm William, and I'm back. Been a long time. Been played since season 4, which was literally in 2020, which seems like a lifetime ago. Yeah, and not only in 2020, like it was like March or April 2020. So kind of super early pandemic. Anyways, crazy long time I've played. But I'm hoping that kind of works to my advantage because I'm hoping that not a lot of people know who I am. This will actually
there's someone who knows.
Played since February.
That's a few. That's a few. Yeah.
After playing a bunch of fairly big orgs back to back. Needed to take a break. So I'm coming into this very fresh, hoping to come into this very chill. And knowing that I'm a returnee player, I'm going to be replaying with other returnees, maybe some newbies, but I'm willing to guess that it's probably just going to be returnees as this is going to be the last season before Winners at War. So I'm just going to assume that it's going to be mostly, if not all, returnees. Regardless of the case, I need to play a game that's a returnee game and not a newbie game because I've played 3 returnee games now throughout all my orgs, and they are very are very different than a normal org where everyone's starting off on the fresh foot. So things I'm going to have to worry about is that people are going to have some pre-existing connections. That's just the fact of the matter. I might have some, but I'm definitely not banking on it. So what I'm going to try to do, honestly, is play it pretty straight-headed. I'm not going to look to cause any chaos or make anything big happen immediately because I really need to get that ground floor of trust going. People are going to be looking to make big moves here. It's going to be my job to not be one of those early targets. I just want to be someone that's chill, someone that people can talk to a lot. And I think I'm just going to be working on just kind of being generally social, and I'm not going to pry things from people. I think I'm just going to be very engaged with people and then be hopefully getting a vibe that people naturally want to talk with them because people naturally want to talk to me because I'm talking with them. So, yep, just kind of being really social And I know this isn't like a lot of like mastermind strategy putting out there, but I think a lot of this is I'm just going to have to play by the seat of my pants based off of who's in it and what's about to happen. But I'm guessing that there's already going to be a lot of people who's going to be severely overplaying in the first 2 episodes. And so I'm looking to go far. And I know that I don't have to play hard at the beginning to make stuff happen. Other people are going to do that for me. And I can start pointing the fingers at them. And then that could be my mastermind gameplay. I don't know. So, but I'm playing a game that's 4 returners. And I don't know how many other people know the difference of what that looks like I do. So we'll see.
Wow.
So yeah, as you've already mentioned, Will has a lot of connections here, right? So he'll know Alan, Allison, and Amanda all from previous seasons. He did play a live game with with Donna, so he'll have that connection. And he's also been on production for Survival Challenge, so there may be some people that have either watched that or played that would know of him as well. So he will have a lot of connections. I think I'm interested. Amanda seems open to actually working with him. I'll be interested to see what Will thinks about that, and if he would.
I think that he'll find it so funny and like be like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I can see that, and I think one of the things that have kind of been of Will's demise. Wow, I can't talk tonight. Is that he does, I think, overplay a little bit at some point in his game, right? Sometimes he'll start more subtle and then overplay towards the end. Sometimes he plays from the beginning really fast. And so if he can actually do what he says, I think he could actually go really far and maybe even get to the end. I would love to see him get to the end of a game. I don't know if he has done that. Hannah, do you know? Or does anybody? Travis, I don't know if you guys have followed any of the other games he's played, but I would love to see him get to the end.
Well, like in an Alias game before.
Yeah, I think he gets to like the 5th to 6th area.
Yeah, and so I think, similar to some of these other players who can kind of get far but not quite clinch that seat, it's finding the right way to kind of get yourself a few steps further. So I'm excited to have him back. Excited to see him play in this new format where he'll have time between weeks to play. And with that, we have one more player, so there'll be a total of 20 this season. Again, maybe not an obvious choice, but was our first ever, and I did first ever. Oh God, where's my mouse? Back-to-back finalists in Val coming back.
Wait, Amanda said she didn't want to play with Val, right?
Yeah, someone said they didn't want to see her.
So she was the first player to make Final Tribal twice, did it back-to-back in 3 and 4. She had the big puzzle debacle with Amanda in Heroes versus Villains. So I guess Val said she was doing a puzzle that Amanda also said she was doing, and there's like this big battle about who was supposed to do the puzzle. And they had a little bit of words that first tribal, and Val was the victim. She did fight a couple of battles on the Redempel Temple, as you like to call it. I think she won a challenge and then was voted to stay, and she fought her way pretty far, but didn't quite get back into the game because that season you had to kind of make a few episodes on Redempel Temple to fight your way back in. So she didn't quite get back in. She sent a few videos. I grabbed 2 that I thought were best kind of to recap her thoughts. She's a pretty good challenge player. She's won 4 individual immunities. I think that's the most of any female identifying player we have in the cast.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm excited. Again, kind of someone who's played early. She made it to the end twice and then was first boot. So she's kind of seen both sides of the game, and I'm curious to see how she'll play in this mix.
Okay, here we go. If you don't know me, I'm Val, originally from season 3. And I also played in season 4, neither of which you will remember me from. I made it pretty far both times, but couldn't quite get enough votes to win. I remember, let me just say that when I first played in season 3, we were still in lockdown. And a friend of mine who I watched Survivor with told me that he was playing in this online Survivor game during quarantine. It was called Quarantine Quarrel. And that he
Who does she talk about?
Josh,
the guy
I'm pretty sure.
Justin, who I now know to be Justin, was looking for more players, and I was like, sign me up, I'm totally in, that sounds so amazing. And so I ended up playing in season 3, and I remember when season 3 was over that I was like, this is one of the funnest things that I have ever done. I had no idea what an org was, that they existed, that live reality games existed, that this whole entire world existed. I had absolutely no idea. And honestly, I think even while I was playing season 4, I didn't even really fully understand. So, I mean, I'm a huge competitor. I love Survivor. I love Big Brother. I love games of just about any kind. I love being strategic and deceptive and all of it. So
And the next one. These are not connected though, so there may be a weird
Okay.
Okay, so also I just wanted to say that I've been really trying to think about who would be on this season. I really just don't even know, except I feel like probably Hannah and Aviva are going to be playing. So the first thing is that Hannah and I,
Yeah.
well, we don't know each other. We do have a
should
real
be.
mutual friend. He actually played Pandora. And so while she and I have never spoken, we do know of each other through our mutual friends. So I am definitely going to try to take advantage of that.
Ooh.
And, so hopefully Aviva and I
probably, right?
Also, she's a much more visible threat than I am. So she would definitely be a shield for me as well. Also, I'm just going to assume that her and Hannah are going to be working together and that Hannah is playing in the season as well, of course. So
I feel so honored.
threat. And, you know, I could probably, hopefully, maybe, you know, work with Hannah.
Oh my gosh.
Aviva.
I'll work with you.
Strategize.
I don't know, we'll see. My video is gonna cut off, so hi.
I didn't even know she knew who I was. And here she's
Yeah.
wanting to work with
Val,
me.
Val has gone back and watched, which I think is awesome. So I think
Wow.
she's gonna know probably most of these players,
Oh, I
depending on how
love
much
Yeah.
she's watched.
I'm curious to see. As you can, like, even just from these videos, right? I think she's a great player. She doesn't necessarily know how to articulate her game in a smooth way. When she's made it to Final Tribal, that's been her
Mhm.
biggest downfall. Is she's not like a presentive speaker. She's not a high energy speaker as some of our other winners have been, right? But I think she's a very good player. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she can learn from
Yeah.
that she can gather her thoughts a little bit, were she to make it to the end again, and just put on a little bit more of a show, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that, you know, Julie, you did really well last season. I think actually, Robbie, your
Mhm.
performance at this Final Tribal was much stronger than the previous one, right? You were more, I could tell you both were super passionate. You both really
Yeah.
wanted it. And in both times, I feel like Val has been more subtle in her approach to not, I don't know if she doesn't want to come off cocky or doesn't want to come off too bold or whatever it might be, but she comes off a little bit more timid in Final Tribal. And I think she's got to own her game, be strong about it, and just talk more, I think, passionately about the
Yeah.
game.
I mean, she had I think in 4, she definitely had an uphill battle to begin with going against Matt, because Matt did play a really great game. But against Jessica, that was neck and neck, and either one of them could have won. And it was
Right.
just like, it came down to just one person saying the right thing, and Val could have won.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see her come back. You know, she had an interesting arc in 9 where she kind of was on Redemple Temple and battled, and she got a couple
Yeah.
tree nails and sent some stuff into the game, and like she did have an effect on the game, but certainly this is a new format she didn't really get to play in 9 that I think will be interesting to see her play
Mhm.
this time around. I'm not sure what her relationships are like with Will or Alan, who she's played with.
That's right.
She played every season with Alan, but I don't think she was on the same tribe with Alan in 4 at all. I don't think that they worked together, but I can't remember. In 9, definitely not.
Well, Alan, but Alan got 5th in 4. And Val got
yeah, but I
2nd.
don't think they worked together, though. I think they were.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. They may have. I was trying to kind of follow the voting map, and it didn't look like they voted together, but I might be mistaken. So I'm curious to see, how that plays out, and how some of these older school players, like I think Will said, right, this was like over a year ago. Some of these people played together. Like, is any of that still baggage, and will any of that come up or be a factor? But this is our cast. I am very, very excited. As I said, I'm not sure if anything can outdo last season, but I think this group has potential to do that. There's a lot of great icons in the mix, big characters, people who've made some game-changing moves. And for the first time ever, I'm going to reveal the tribes on the cast assessment.
Whoa.
So, our first tribe
Please don't be small tribes.
is it
Please don't
four?
be small
Is
tribes.
called Thrylos. I can't even read it. And it is Alex.
Oh,
Rachel,
God.
Oh my
Scott,
gosh.
What?
Justin, you're cruel.
5 tribes?
Oh, that tribe. That tribe's not allowed to lose. Not allowed to lose.
The next tribe
Justin
is called Ikoniki. And
We
it's
hate
Amanda,
you. How dare
German,
you.
Megan,
and
and
Megs.
Michael.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
The next tribe is Talikos, and it is Aviva, Jazzy, Matt.
Oh my
Ooh, that's
god.
great. That's a great tribe right there.
Wow.
But they can't go to tribal.
Next
None of
tribe
these-
is
Wait, no.
Gamalagi, I think is how I'm going to say it. And it's
gosh.
Allison, Angela, Carlos, and Matt.
Oh my gosh.
And then our final tribe is Pico Tita.
What?
What? Let's go. The better way to say that. Which is Alan,
Picotita.
Donna, Jackie, and Stefan.
Oh, that's an iconic.
My
No.
God.
These are the tribes. And what I will say is the purpose of all of this is that nobody is playing with anybody they've ever played with before. So there's no common season numbers on any tribe.
Wow.
That doesn't mean that they may not know people. I can't really know who has relationships with who, but they will at least not be starting on a tribe with someone they've played with before.
Well, Megs has like all the connections, and I think you put her in a tribe where she's not connected to someone. So good job.
Exactly. So this was really hard to map out. I've moved them around a bunch of times because there are 4 people that played season 6. There are, I think, 3 or 4 that played 15. There are a bunch of people that played season 4, right? So I divided them all up. I've also tried to make it so that not, people that have played 3 times are not in the same tribe as each other. Trying to spread that out a little bit as well, so that you have like a 1-time player, a two-time player, a 3-time player, all on the same tribe. So these will be the starting tribes. The game is going to start in a completely new way that I'm extremely excited about, which will, I think, throw the game into some pretty good chaos right off the bat, which will be great. And yeah, I am in love with little tribes these days. So, we're kicking it off with the smallest tribes I think we've ever had, which will be exciting. You got to mix it up for these veteran
Gone
players.
Too soon. You did the same thing, and we hated it.
Did I do tribes of 4? I thought it was tribes of 5. Or was
No,
it 4?
it was 4, right, Julie?
Was Gone Too Soon tribes of 4? I forget.
It was
I don't-
tiny tribes.
It was,
I think it was 4 because
Yeah, Julie says 4.
yeah.
Was it?
I like it.
All right, fine. Maybe it's not the first time ever,
it was
but I love it.
brutal. And we hated you.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know which one's my favorite.
So yeah, do we have any winner picks on the cast assessment? Any winner picks yet?
Oh, I don't know.
So I am a little biased, but I have to say that Scott is my guy. When I play games now, I'm like, I need to find my Stephanie and I need to find my Scott, and they're just like the greatest 2 people that I've ever played with. Although I don't know, because I love Will, I love Matt, I love Jackie. I'm just like starstruck with this guy.
This is very hard to pick one.
Yeah.
A lot of heavy hitters there. And Aviva said that she didn't have a shot. And like, look at this cast. Aviva, you have a huge shot. Like,
I think she's on a really good tribe.
yeah.
I hope a lot of people have the same mentality that Val has. Like, oh, I want to work with Aviva because she'll be a bigger target and give Aviva time to figure things out.
How's Donna gonna go on her revenge tour on Pico Tita?
Pico Tita, that's the right way to say it. Thank you.
Oh,
Pico
you're
Tita.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, this is insane.
I'm really excited. We'll see. Players are gonna have to make some big decisions right off the bat, and it will. And also, I also revealed that Pandora is going to work in a completely new way this season as well.
Are you dropping the 6 and keeping the 1 on this season?
That's right. I'm dropping the 6 and keeping the 1.
That was good.
Oh
That
my
was good.
god.
So obviously, all of this information is deep in the box of the Pandora stream. You are now all trusted members, so obviously none of this can leak out. We shouldn't engage with the players in any way, shape, or form. Even congratulating them on an immunity challenge win is illegal. So please, no privately texting your favorite players about the season.
He wasn't my favorite. It was just a good win, okay?
It was a big moment for me.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I think this is going to be another amazing season. I can't imagine a better way to wrap up kind of the regular seasons of Pandora before the winners duke it out.
Yeah, like this is the longest cast reveal ever. We just hit 2 hours.
We had a lot of videos this time, which
It
we
was
don't
our
normally
last cast
have.
reveal.
They were long too. These people
It's a
are
lot,
ready.
Yeah.
But these players have a lot to say, right? They're
Epic.
you know.
Epic.
This may give season 15 a run for its money.
It could.
With this cast, I have no doubts.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, just keeps getting better and better. It'll be sad to see it retire, but yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's so funny because, like I said at the beginning, there's so many people here that, you know, I did try to get on the cast and that I invited or that I thought of. A couple people that were mentioned, Leanne and Trey, both invited them. They couldn't make it work. With
no
their schedules.
Plutnickies.
No Plutnickies. Those two certainly are legends, and in my mind,
At least we had one last season.
couldn't make them work. Taylor St. Louis was someone that I tried to get on the cast. She was not able to do it. Alicia, we talked about. Chanel, I did reach out to, but she's not allowed to touch anything Survivor for a while. So there are tons and tons of legendary. I mean, people on this call, right? Hannah and I had a very candid conversation. Hannah's close friends with half this cast, right? It would have been a brutal time, but obviously
I told Justin if he thought I would have a good time that I would play, but he could decide
But she's
whether.
also said to me, I will never play another org with somebody that's on this list. And so I was like, all right, then I just won't even invite her. So obviously Hannah is a legend when I think of 13.
Oh, that's too
I also talked to Janine on season 13. She was trying to make it work, couldn't make it work with her schedule. Another great big character from that season. There's so many people that I could have had on this cast, but I'm really excited about this group. I think they're going to be a pretty good dynamic cast of characters, and excited to see how it all plays out. Alex Blizzard was another one that I thought of from 13, but him and Alex being on the same season, Alex Day, would just be stupid. Like, why even bother? Yeah, we've had such an amazing group of people come through Pandora in different seasons. This certainly are not all the icons and legends we could have had, but I'm excited about the group. I think it's a good range of people from all different seasons, all different game types, all different age groups. It'll be an exciting season. So I'm excited to have you all along for the ride.
Every vote out sucks already.
I know.
As always with Pandora.
I can't even imagine. But
you do such a good job with casting. Like
great cast.
Yeah, that's a great group.
Yeah. And obviously, Robbie, you were also in my mind for this mix, but
thank you.
You know, can't have every legend. Can't have every legend. So that's it. I think we can let Hannah go to bed before school tomorrow.
Other people have jobs too. I just have to wake up super early for mine.
Yeah, yours is the earliest.
Yep. Cannot wait for Tuesday. It's gonna be awesome.
All right.
Good luck to the cast.
Yeah,
we can't wait to see you.
See you Tuesday.